In 2003, Dr. Serena Kogan of Cyberdyne Systems persuades death row inmate Marcus Wright to consent to the donation of his body for scientific study after his lethal injection execution. 1 year later, on the day known as Judgment Day, the Skynet system is activated, sees humans as a threat to its own life, and wipes out most of humanity. John Connor directs the Resistance's assault on a Skynet base in 2018. John finds human detainees and blueprints for creating a new sort of Terminator that uses organic tissue. But after the facility is destroyed by a small nuclear explosion, he appears to be the only survivor of the attack. Marcus makes his way out of the base's ruins and walks to Los Angeles. John informs General Ashdown, the current leader, of his discoveries upon his return to Resistance headquarters, which are situated aboard a nuclear submarine. In the meantime, the Resistance has found a radio frequency that can turn off Skynet devices, in reaction to an intercepted kill list that states Skynet intends to assassinate the Resistance's command staff in 4 days. They intend to launch an operation against the Skynet facility in San Francisco. John finds out that his name is listed second, right after Kyle Reese, while Kyle's significance to Skynet is unknown to the Resistance commanders. John is aware of it because Kyle will eventually become his father. John meets with his officer Barnes and his wife Kate and broadcasts radio messages to the remaining people and members of the Resistance all over the world. Marcus is rescued from a T-600 Terminator by Kyle Reese and his mute companion Star. When they arrive in the ruins of Los Angeles, Marcus hears Kyle tell him about the events of Judgment Day and the conflict between humans and machines that followed. The three depart Los Angeles in search of the Resistance after hearing John's radio broadcast. A Skynet spy drone spots them on the way and recognizes Kyle. By destroying it, they are able to flee into the desert. Kyle notices a Resistance symbol at what appears to be an abandoned in the desert. The man they encounter is hostile and won't give them food or gasoline. But Virginia, the compound's boss, won't allow the group leave unless Star gets some food. Virginia and a few other people are taken by a harvester that unexpectedly attacks the compound. While Marcus and Kyle attempt to flee, Moto Terminators and an aerial HK are pursuing them. During the chase, the Moto Terminators are destroyed, but Kyle and Star are taken prisoner by the harvester. A HK shoots down 2 A-10 Warthogs that the Resistance sends. Marcus finds the crashed pilot Blair Williams, and together they travel to John's base. But a magnetic landmine wounds Marcus. The Resistance members learn that he is actually a cyborg with human organs, a mechanical endoskeleton, circuitry, and a largely synthetic brain cortex as they are trying to save his life. Marcus, who thinks he is human, begs John to kill him so he can be released so he can save Kyle from Skynet. Blair frees him and aids in his base ejection. Marcus protects John from Skynet Hydrabots during the ensuing chase, and the two decide to join forces. Marcus will access Skynet's administrative center and make an effort to undermine the system's defenses so that John can save Kyle. Ashdown opposes John's request for a pause in the attack so that he can free Kyle and the other prisoners, and John is then relieved of command. John broadcasts a radio broadcast pleading with the other Resistance fighters not to assault Skynet, but his soldiers continue to be loyal to him, as John sneaks into the cell block and frees the human inmates. Marcus enters the Skynet base and interacts with the computer, weakening the surrounding defenses. The command submarine carrying the Resistance leaders is sunk by a hunter-killer when the Resistance's deactivation signal is exposed as a fake. Marcus learns that he was a creation of Skynet, and that he had unintentionally carried out his predetermined task of luring John into the facility so that he could be killed. He removes the hardware that connected him to Skynet and departs to help John fight a T-800 Model 101 Terminator, despite receiving a fatal wound during the battle. John manages to blow up the Skynet facility by attaching a number of Terminator nuclear power cells to an explosive and detonating them. As Marcus, Kyle, and Star are being evacuated away, John's heart has been too severely injured for Kate to be able to save him. Marcus gives his heart in exchange for a new one, giving his life to save John. After he has recovered, John radios the other Resistance soldiers to let them know that even though this battle has been won, the conflict is far from ended.